Hi folks, this is Vicki at patternprincess.com. Today I'm going to show you how to work this really cute scarf and this little bitty hat. It is made from a cotton yarn, one of those little bitty skeins of cotton yarn. It's just such a cute little hat. I just love these. I actually use this as if you give a wine bottle, or it could even be a soda bottle. It could be somebody's favorite drink. It could be a large, this is just a regular, I don't know, probably a couple liter bottle of, I don't know, I think it used to be wine. My husband painted it gold for me. So this scarf goes over it like this. Isn't that cute? There's a little button on it. And then the hat goes like this. And what a cute little holiday display. So I had made some of these that had the red scarf with the green fringe on it. And then the red on the bottom of the hat with green here and then red on the top. So I'm going to this video today, I'm going to show you how to do this scarf. Then I'll do another video to show you how to do this hat. The hat I also strung together, and I did like a little hat garland that was really cute with that. And so I'll make sure I tell you about how I did that when I got to that point. So this yarn, did you ever get one of these little skeins? I actually did. It's not very big. It's about 6 inches long, about 2 to 3 inches around. The yarn is a very small yarn. It's a cotton yarn, and I think I got it from Hobby, Hobbi. It was like on sale for like $1.79 a skein or something like that. So anyways, I did find that there's a comparable yarn to this one if you didn't want to or are not able to get it at Hobby. You could get it, Lion brand is usually a pretty popular brand of yarn that you can get, but it's called 24/7 cotton. I believe that that's going to be about the same yarn as this. So if you wanted to get small skeins, or if you have a small skein, this is a great project. But I made it out of the green and the red. So today though, to do the stitches, I'm going to show you on a bigger, like a normal, bigger size yarn, just so you can see the stitches better, because I think it's going to be very hard to see the stitches in this. But this here, I started with 11 chains, and then in the second chain from the hook, I worked the back bumps, and I just did a single crochet all the way back. Then I turn it, and I do a chain one, which does not count as a stitch, and then I single crochet in the first stitch and each one across. There should be a total of 10 stitches, single crochet, that you do in each row. And I just went to about 14 or 14.5 inches. This is about 2 inches wide. And then I just joined it together and I sewed on a button. This is about a 3/4 inch black button. And then I used my cotton yarn as fringe on this. So, and I'll show you how to do the fringe too. And then this hat, I tried to do, well, I tried to do a little bitty pom-pom. You can't do one that small. So then I had to figure out what to do. So I crocheted a little bitty square piece. I ran my thread around it, and I basted it, and I pulled it into a little circle, and then I I sewed that in. So that's how I did my little pom-pom on top. And so I'm going to show you how to do that as well. But again, like I said, I'll show you. This is a small hook. I'm using a 3.5 millimeter hook. So this is a very small hook to work with a yarn. But for instance, here's a little sample in red I did. And I'll just show you how hard it would be if I tried to work this pattern for you. And I wanted to show you because in case somebody's a new person and doesn't know how to crochet yet, you'd want to see how this starts off. So I'm at the end of a row, so I do a chain, which does not count as a stitch, go right into that first one, and I do a single crochet. And then a single crochet in the next one. My hook didn't want to go through there we go. And you just keep working across and doing your single crochet. And this is a pattern, I mean, it's a pattern you can kind of watch TV doing, but I find that my eyes have to really focus on what I'm doing. This is not a pattern that you can feel your way and kind of glance down momentarily. I thought when I was working on these that I kind of pretty much had to pay attention to what I was doing, and you make sure you count so that you don't skip stitches and whatnot. So you have a really nice even side. Sometimes on the edge you have to kind of push it in, but here's how I just work the whole row, and I would turn it, and then I would do my chain one. But I have a nice little nice edges on this, nice bottom, because I did that back bump I did on the bottom. So that'll make a nice foundation for the fringe. So, but I'm going to show you in regular size yarn how to start this off, okay? Okay, here we go. I'm going to put my slip knot onto my hook, and I just have a size H hook. This is a Furls Odyssey. I have started using these because I do have arthritis in my hand, and I do feel that they are helping a little bit. I had to change how I held I used to hold my grip like this, but now I'm able to kind of roll this a little bit more and use my whole hand instead of like gripping it tightly and using my wrist more. So it seems to be working. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then I'm going to turn this, and right here is your back bump. There's a back bump. So we're not going to work on that first one from the hook. We're going to work on the second one, and we're just going to start here, and then we're going to do a single crochet in the back bump all the way across. And I say that easy here. There we go. I couldn't even get the first one started. Bring our yarn through and through 2 loops. So our first one's done. And because I didn't do really loose chains, I'm going to have to push a little bit to get this through, but it'll work. 2. But then that way you'll have a really nice first row, where that first row isn't going to pull as much when you're adding your fringe or adding a border, like on a blanket or something. So we're just going to continue across, working in the back bump. And once we get to the next row is just what you repeat until you have your little scarf 14 to 14 and a half inches long. See, that one was a little bit easier. What we'll have when we get done with this first row is actually 10 stitches. And you count the stitch by the loops on top. I'll show you how to count the stitch. And make sure we have 2 more left. I'm almost there. And it's okay if it's curling up a little bit. It looks kind of funny right now. That's okay. By the time you get about 3-4 rows in, it doesn't look as funny anymore. It lays down really nice and flat. And here's my last one. It wasn't too bad. So let me get this a little bit bigger. So you see these little loops right here? Each one of those is a stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there's 10 now. So each row, if you counted your little loops, you'd have 10. So we're going to turn it. And then this row here, you are going to repeat after this, every single row until you get to your 14 inches. Okay. Chain 1, and then right into that first stitch. The chain 1 is not going to count anything. First stitch, you do your single crochet, and then every stitch after that, you're going to do a single crochet. Right there, you go through both loops. Now, if you wanted to, you could go through the front or the back loop, but for this particular pattern, I went through both loops, and I kept the scarf looking nice and flat, so it had really nice even stitches. I thought, but you can certainly switch it up. You could change colors in between. But this is just a very cute, easy, simple pattern. And they're very quick to make. I was making one set each evening. I've made, gosh, I bet you 6 or 7 sets of those already. As you can see, I only have the one left. I had to really save that so I could show you folks what I've done. But it's so cute. Oops. And then make sure you get your last stitch. There you go. So that's what you do to repeat this all the way across. And you can see the difference in size. Look at that 10 stitch versus this 10 stitch. It's amazing how much a difference of a yarn and a hook size will make. So continue working on that. That's how you do your scarf. Now, I'm going to show you how I did my fringe. When I worked on my fringe, it's probably, I don't know, about 1 inch long right now. So you had to make it bigger because it's folded in half to come up to here, right? When I put the fringe on. So what I did, I usually look for a template or something that I can use to wrap my yarn around. I didn't have anything the other day, so I used my fingers. I just put 3 fingers together, and actually I needed to start here because I'm going to cut down the top. So we just start to wrap it. 1, 2, 3. So just like that. In each one, I've used 3 pieces of yarn for each fringe. So, and I have 5 on each side. I'm just going to cut 1 edge. And it's okay if it's not quite even because I just guessed it cutting off the bottom because you're going to trim it up anyway. So there's 5 little fringes on each one, and there's 3 little pieces of fringe in each one of those. So I'm going to get my little sample here that I had from before. Here we go. Let's pretend that the whole scarf's done, and I have this weaved in, okay, and snipped off. So let's pretend I've done that already. So I'm going to take 3, 1, 2, 3, fold them in half, and I'm going to get my little bitty hook again. Let's get this out of the way. And then what I did is I put 1 on each end, then 1 in the middle, and then 1 kind of, it kind of helps you divide it first. Each end, then the middle, and actually you can find the middle very easy, like this, if you fold it over, and right about there's your middle. And then you put 1 right here. That's how I did my 5. So, and I didn't go right on the very, very edge here. I actually went like the one row up a little bit, just because I thought that it helped it lay a little bit better. So I'm going to put my hook through, grab the yarn that's folded over, and then insert all of my little ends in here. Grab them all. Yep, there we go. And then I got to make sure that I'm on this side of my corner, and then just snug them up. And sometimes you need to pull 1 or 2 that might be a little bit looser, but I kind of gave each one a little bitty snug, and then it lays very nicely. And that's your first one. Once I had them all the way across, then I took my fingers like this. I just held them all, right? I just held them all because I wanted them even, because right now they're not. And then I just gave them a trim like that, and then they were all trimmed off even, and then I had my little scarf done. So that's how you put your fringe on. That's how you do the bottom of the scarf, and then you're going to have a cute little scarf like this, and I'll go over the bottle. A little bottle topper, little scarf, and I think it's very cute. So hope that you make your own. Remember, I'm going to have another little video on how to do this whole hat. I'll do the whole pattern, and I'll show you how to do this little topper to it. Again, I'll probably use a bigger yarn so you can see what I'm doing, see how it works out. Maybe I'll do it in a white and a blue, something that you can see. This here is made from the front and back post, double crochet, so you'll be able to use this whole set for yourself. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Take care.